There we go.
And welcome back to another episode of WPD Podcasts, episode 15. And it's just me and Romana Banana today because Debs is off doing her busy lifestyle things.
Busy bee.
She's a busy little bee wandering around. And we're going to sort of be talking about a little bit of HRT, a little bit of what's going on in the industry at the moment with all these new up and coming pros and stuff like that. So, and also there's just going to be a bit of a catch up with me and Ro as well, because we haven't really sort of caught up with each other for a while now. So let's start with you, Rose. How's off season going and stuff like that?
Getting
and all the good stuff.
fat.
Oh yeah, that's what we like to hear.
Yeah, so I've hit the 180 pounds, so that's 81 kilograms. That was as heavy as I got in the last push.
Yeah.
But I feel like my condition's a lot better in this push.
Yeah.
I've still got like forearm veins, and if you squint really hard, there's still an ab vein first thing in the morning. Downwards in, it's not squinting, it's just there, but it feels, and nothing fits. I had a horrific experience in town today where I bought a size 18 because that's what fit me. So yeah, I'm just a constant state of hot and sweaty. Getting stuck in items of clothing. That's about it.
I love that. I love it. How are you finding the new style of training? Have you found that you've grown way quicker on Dan's program, or?
When was it? When we came off the mini cut, I put on 14 pounds in 2 weeks.
Jesus Christ, mate.
And it wasn't shitty. Tom was just like, I've got like various screenshots of his like face where he's like, what the fuck? Like,
what is going on?
Fuck? He was like, have you been nicking Dan's trend while he's not looking or something?
Dear me, that is a lot, isn't it? But like you said, like your body composition looks good. Like you look just full and ready to and it just looks strong, really.
Yeah, it's just it's difficult adjusting to that such a fast increase in body weight. Like we was talking about before we started recording. I've had the last 3 weeks I've been in bits with my back on and off. We found out some of it is due to my sports bras just being too tight, but it's taken me 3 weeks to figure that out. But also my lower back, my SI joint's a little bit mashed. And I keep getting lower back pumps, and that just then triggers off the SI joint. It's literally like I could be doing the washing up, lower back pump, sit on the sofa, lower back pump.
Do you use supplement with Hydromax?
Yeah.
That's that stuff is amazing.
That's my second bottle, but it's a bit dilute because I've then like it up again.
Have you found that's helped?
No.
Oh really? Oh, okay, fair enough. It's still still very much there.
Yeah.
I mean, you drink quite well anyway, don't you?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because does Dan use Hydromax as well? Does he find it helps anything regarding like lower back pumps, that kind of thing?
He hasn't really been suffering because he's just been on the mini cut himself and come off of that, and he's not really put on the weight to trigger that as yet. But I know he does suffer with them when he gets heavier, but he's just not at that point at the moment. It's more just trying to keep hydrated in the heat for him. Which even though it's not, even though the heat wave's gone, it's still like,
it's muggy as fuck, mate. Like I'm up in Leamington Spa and it's just so muggy. Like getting out of the car, I was like, whoa, get out.
And you're on prep, you should be freezing.
I know, mate. I'm not. It's so weird. Like I'm sweating profusely all the time. I don't know whether it's
you on Shreddable by any chance?
It fucking feels like it. Jesus, I never actually used Shreddable. That was like one of the. No, I heard a lot of stories about it though.
I used it for my 2020 prep.
And
I think I had to say to my coach at the time, I was like, I can't take it on days I've got to go to work.
I can't
too much. Because I would drench everything.
What was in it that made you sweat so much?
I don't know. Because it's not like, it's like Grenade really, isn't it? It's in that kind of
yeah. Do you remember the days of Grenade and like their thermo kill and shit like that? Fucking A. I used their pre-workout. Like I remember going to Body Power when it was good, and you used to like walk out with like bags and bags of supplements and samples and shit. And I took their like little pre-workout, their Caliber 2.0, I think it was called, and like just being like, I'm fucking so hardcore, like putting it in my drink and tasting like arse, and then being like, oh. It was such like the memories of Grenade. Are they even still going?
Yes. Yeah.
They must be.
Because actually, this leads on quite nicely to what we were going to talk about today in a way. But actually, well, do you want to do your little prep update?
Yeah, we can do my prep update. So 4 weeks out today. It seems to have fucking flown by. Like obviously we had the issues, I think we spoke about last time, with like the bunk drugs and things like that, and that kind of halted us a little bit, but we're well underway and things are where they should be, and we should be landing the plane nicely as we get into the States. Obviously the States want a bit of a fuller look, so we're still obviously going to be shredded without a doubt, but like it won't be as shredded as I think I bought for last year. It will just be a fuller, like glutes will still be boxed off and there'll still be a little bit of striation in there, but I think where I am now will land the plane perfectly well, because I saw Tom on Thursday and he was like, yeah, I think we're just gonna, I mean, like I said to you before, we've cut food right down, so we just need to bring in a little bit more hardness, a little bit more dryness, and glutes need to come in, like lower body needs to come in a little bit more. So carbs are completely out, apart from post-workout meal, which is like 6 grams cream of rice, and then sort of fat burners. I think my cleanse at 120, T3s like moderate and that kind of thing. So, you know, it's all coming together nicely. I think this, especially from yesterday, you know, when you just at a point in prep where things just like click and things just start rolling. And I think that was that point yesterday. So we should see a nice, because I was 66.6 kilos this morning. I started prep at 79.8 kilos. So like we've had over a 10 kilo drop, and I think we'll probably be, I think, shredded about 62, 63. So we've got a little bit to come off, but I think a lot of that will come off this week, just purely from the zero carbs. Because we know the minute we take that out, I'm about 20,000 steps, no cardio still. And we know, because I did a couple low days last week from my rest day, and I dropped like over a kilo and a bit in 2 days. So like, we know the minute the carbs come out, we'll be laughing really. So I think as well, at the beginning of this, I was stressing a lot. And now I'm just like, you know what? I'm taking it day by day. Like it is what it is. Like it's just another show. I was getting so overwhelmed with the fact it's pro debut, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to take it day by day, tick the boxes that need to be done. I'm really enjoying it. Like so far, like I haven't really had to drag my feet. I mean, some days have been a bit draggy, but like, and some days have been a bit like, oh, like it's a bit much, but like, overall, like energy is still relatively good, probably because I'm not lean yet. That will probably hit me in a week or so. But overall, like I'm in a really good place. So hopefully, obviously, that will just continue. But I was speaking to Tom, and even he said it will probably hit me between States and Europe, because I think with Europe it's a bit more of a leaner look. So we just have to delve down. But I think the good thing about everything is because I'm just going in completely fresh, we can just see how I stand up against them, because we don't know what to expect. So if I'm not conditioned enough, or if I'm not full enough, then they'll just be like, you just need to come in sharper, and we'll just come in sharper. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's as easy as that. And that's, I think, just, you know, how I've decided to take things, just take it easy. And yeah, it's just flying by. Like 4 weeks till show day, 3 weeks till I fly out. So it's kind of like
taking them days.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. So, and I thought, because obviously I'm not working my main job, I thought days would drag, but they're really not. They're just fucking flying by. But I'm like so busy with like posing and coaching and stuff like that, that like I'll like same like the timing today. I was like, fuck me, I've just so much going on.
Yeah.
And you just forget what's going on. So you just like, yeah, but it's great. I love it. And it's just, yeah, it's so good. I'm loving it.
Just jealous.
It'll be your time next year.
Yeah, my time comes, but I'm like itching for it. I think it's because like, seeing everyone on prep.
Yeah, seeing everyone on stage as well.
Yeah, because I saw we went and saw Amanda Martin on Friday. She's looking good. She's coming in.
Is she? Fuck yes.
But I think they've cancelled figure at Romanian Muscle Fest.
No.
I think that's what he said. Or the big man. Can't remember which one, but they've cancelled.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they've cancelled one of the pro shows.
Mate, that is shit.
Yeah.
Especially for figure. I mean, I'm not saying it's any good for WPD, but figure, that's very weird.
Just shit, innit?
That is shit.
Yeah.
That is shit. Very shit. But yeah. I mean, how many weeks out was she?
Can't remember.
Or was? Oh, okay. Because I saw a picture of her the other day and she looked like she's coming in good.
Yeah, she is. She's dropped quick, I think.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah.
Exciting.
For some reason, I thought she was physique. But she's figure pro, isn't she?
Both.
Oh,
she's done both. But she turned pro in figure and she wants to stay with figure.
Fair enough. I don't blame you. Yeah. Well,
yeah,
it's down to personal preference, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I don't like them heels.
Nah, fuck the heels. Fuck the heels. I was watching one of my bikini girls pose earlier, and I was like, how in the fuck can you pose in heels? Just can't do it. I can't do it. Center of gravity is all over the fucking place.
Oh man, it's mental, isn't it? Although I've like now got to try and remember how to walk elegantly without heels, because I practiced not that really elegant.
Yeah. Me and Alicia have been doing like posing, and we've been doing like just walking on. And I was just like, why is this such a crucial thing? And she was like, you're going to learn how to walk on like a woman. And I was like, okay.
Maybe I need to go up and see her as well.
Honestly, mate, she has transformed my posing. It's unbelievable. Yeah, like she'll like, it's an hour of just fucking rounds after round after round. And she is just brilliant. So I would recommend her to anyone, because she just, the way she coaches and the way she has the eye she has for a physique is like bang on. And she said, I posed for her like when Tom saw me like a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, Sara's got a great physique, but I need more. And obviously, like if you've got a good base to work from, your posing will just bring you to life. So many physiques out there are really good, but they're just fucked because it's shit posing. And I think the way Alicia does it is it's even your transition is a pose. So you're literally going pose, pose, pose the entire time, which is really cool, because a lot of, even looking at some of the pros, like they're just like, okay, front relaxed, and then they just kind of slightly just go into their like quarter turns. And you want to, even your transition, you want to show off a bit, don't you?
Because Dan and I had like, he was trying to help me with my posing a little while ago, and he was like, your posing's too figure. You need to like, and then he's like, you need to do it more like this. And I was like, but that's a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
I'm not a bodybuilder. It's like, but you're doing it you're popping your hip and you're doing it too flouncy. I was like, I agree, but there's some elements of figure that I need to drop. But also I can't just, because he thinks that I should just literally front side.
Nah, like no, it's still like so much more to it, and it's completely like, before I was like, I was fucking posing, isn't it? But like until you get taught how to pose, the cats had got the wind up his tail. You just zoom past.
I've got two black doggos. One. Where is she? Two.
Oh, bless him. And it was just like, I've worked with some guys on my posing, like Sammy Williams is great for routines and stuff, but it definitely shows as a woman if you're coached by a man. Like, no, absolutely no hate on male posing coaches or whatever, or Sammy's amazing, don't get me wrong. But I think for like mandatories, compulsories and quarter turns, you need a female eye, because they know how to get the femininity across, how to flow between poses. Because don't get me wrong, like I'm as elegant as a fish out of water. And I said to Nisha, I was like, look, I just can't, this is something that I've really struggled with, is finding my femininity. And just because I've always been a tomboy, you've probably been the same, like I just not a flancy person. And the way she's taught me is very me. And like I said, I would recommend her to anyone. So if you want to come up and see her, then honestly, like it would change everything.
I might wait until we do a mini cut.
Fully bulked. Posing with Lisa.
I can't actually get into my side pose at the moment because it's in the way.
My midsection is slightly bloated.
Just for the food. Ooh. You want me to vacuum? Should have got me here at 8 a.m.
then. Oh dear, but it was really good, really good. But do you want to talk about some of the new IFBB pros then?
Yes. So that's very exciting.
Very exciting.
It was the Yamamoto, wasn't it?
It was, yes. Yes. And that's the one where Big Nath turned pro, yeah?
Indeed, yes.
Mate, what a show. What a show.
I felt for him. I can't remember what show it was where he didn't get it. But it was like literally like a week or two ago.
It must, I think it was, wasn't it? I can't remember. No, I don't know. Can't remember. I think it was the same show Brandon turned pro, wasn't it?
That was this weekend.
Yeah,
they both turned.
It was, yes.
Yeah, because I think Callum was there a wellness? I'm pretty sure there was a wellness competitor.
There was a wellness girl, yeah.
And then there was Brandon and then Nath.
Yeah.
But you also had Harry Harris.
Yeah. Okay.
Harry's lovely. He used to be my sports therapist when I was over in Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Nothing like 300 pounds of bodybuilder, their elbow into your sub cap. Bliss.
Love it.
Absolute bliss.
Bliss.
So yeah, he'd because I think he turned pro like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And, this was his pro debut. I think he got second call outs.
That's not bad for pro debut.
No,
not bad at all.
And I mean, he's a very, it's like tidy. He's compact and tidy.
Yeah,
not the biggest, but he's also like dug in as well. Looking at his photos, on Instagram, he looked really good.
Fuck yeah. Who's he coached by?
Chris Tito.
Oh, nice, big name. Chris Tito's a magician.
Yeah, I think he's been coached by him for quite some time now, actually.
Yeah,
you cat watching,
mate. Yeah, I think he's just done a poo, and he's like got post poo zoomies.
So weird they put inside the house.
I know, innit?
Yeah. Because there was Jamie as well competed that weekend.
What, Jamie Johal?
Yeah.
I don't know how he did. I want to say he was top 5 at least.
I think so. Where was it? I think bodybuilding.com.
Yeah, he did look good this year.
Yeah.
I also think the fact that he signed with Mutant was such a good move.
Yeah.
Fucking totally. What a good company to work for. Did you see Sean Corrida's just signed for them as well?
Really?
Yeah. Fucking ace, man. I would love to work with Mutant.
I can't find him. He's AKA the Giant, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
There we go. Does it say where he came?
He just said he was really happy with the package that he brought. And I don't blame him. It was a fucking good package.
Yeah, no, it was totally.
Very good. Yeah. I think it must be so hard with his stature and size to bring in like full condition.
Yeah.
And to keep fullness at the same time.
Totally.
So obviously, granted, you got to go flat, but like to make sure that you're feeding him enough food. Like if you take Hollingshead, for example, he's taken a completely different approach this year, hasn't he? Like he's very much doing the old school deplete for a week, then feed for a day. And I think that personally has brought a better look to James Hollingshead's physique than he did previously, not having like cheat food, I guess you could say. So I don't know whether it would be the same protocol for Jamie. I mean, we're all different, but
I think he's watching his YouTube. There was a pizza involved. I think that's his like refeed of choice.
Yeah, I think he's a pizza guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
A pizza guy.
Yeah. And then you had Kerry came top 3.
She came third.
Yeah.
Fucking ace, mate. Yeah.
Well.
She's just unbelievable. I think she's more suited to Europe because obviously she did the Two Bros Pro show the other week and she placed like 13th or something. She goes over to Europe, places top 3. And I really rate Kerry Sexton's physique. I absolutely think she's amazing.
Yeah. And both her and Jade are like teeny tiny figure athletes.
Yeah, yes.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but that's what it looks like, not knowing much about bikini.
Yeah, she looks awesome.
They're just like petita.
Yeah. Petita.
Something like that. Yeah.
No, that's sick. No, I'm so happy for her because she's fucking worked her absolute socks off for that. So it's good to see that she's actually getting a little bit of reward for it.
Totally.
I mean, her and Mark Hector are just fucking, I mean, Mark is just ridiculous at the moment. Just absolutely ridiculous.
I know, it's sickening, isn't it?
It is. I mean, UK bodybuilding at the moment, I mean, you've got like Dean, Kerry, Mark, James. It's just, I think the UK bodybuilding is going in a really good place. It's like stepping itself up this year, and I think it's only going to get better.
Totally.
We just need to try and push the WPD side of things, because did you see how many WPD girls were there at the weekend just gone? Was that 5 or 6?
So I'm really gutted because we were going to try and go up to it.
Yeah.
And like my back just more or less kept me awake all night.
Oh, mate. I did wonder whether you went down or not.
The alarm went off at 5:30. Dan was getting in the shower and I was just like, calm.
Yeah.
I just can't.
I am immobilized.
Well, it's more like I think I woke up at about 2:30.
Yeah.
I came and sat out here for a bit and like watched something to try and like ease it off, took some painkillers, went back into bed maybe about 4-ish.
Yeah.
It literally just felt like I just shut my eyes.
Oh, mate, I hate that.
I just can't.
Nothing worse. Worse. Fair enough. Yeah, but I think there was some solid girls and even a couple bodybuilders, which was good to see.
Yeah, totally.
Really good to see. Really good to see. I mean, there was, like we mentioned earlier, the Savannah Pro. I mean, the fucking lineup for the women's bodybuilding and women's physique was unreal. There was like 20 per like category.
It's insane.
I know, and they fucking complain that there's no depth to the category when some of these women are unbelievable. And there's that many. I mean, you could argue that because there's less shows, there's probably more competitors per show that has women's bodybuilding and women's physique. But I think it's still sick. I mean, there's still so many good athletes out there.
I know, it's so frustrating, isn't it? Like to have these things cancelled off and just not pushed.
Yeah. I mean, like I said to you earlier, I would have absolutely loved to have done the Yamamoto Pro, but no women's physique.
No.
So it's a shame, really.
Totally.
But I guess all we can do is what we're doing now and push it as much as we can and do what we can and follow in the footsteps of Sarah.
Oh,
Sarah! But yes.
I'm not even going to
try. Oh, dear. But I don't know whether she's going to win this year, mind you know.
Oh,
I reckon that Natalia might be
yeah,
dark. Might be nipping at her ankles.
And maybe Rachel.
Yeah, that's another one to watch out for. I reckon Rachel's definitely going to be top 3 this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. She looks so good.
We'll have to do a pre-Olympia breakdown podcast.
Yes, we will. I think that'd be amazing. Yeah,
I think we should do that in person, maybe.
I think we should as well. That'd be sick. And we could go for Christmas food as well. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Does Exeter have Christmas markets?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, we should do that. Get drunk on mulled wine and then do the podcast.
Yes. So stand by for a drunk podcast in December, Christmas special.
Yes, mate, that'd be so good. I think the Olympia is going to be fucking banging this year. I really do.
You're going to have to talk amongst yourself. I need to pee real quick.
Oh no, that's fine. You go and pee. That's absolutely fine. Because we've got the UK boys. So you got obviously Dean in 212, and then you've got hopefully Hollingshead who needs to qualify for the O, and then hopefully Mark who needs to qualify for the O. But I think it's just going to be so good for UK bodybuilding to see so many of our lads up there. Obviously, hopefully Jamie Dorigo will also qualify as well. And then I just hope that there's going to be some good names up there. It's going to be a good sort of fight for like 212 open men's bodybuilding, and then we'll see with women's physique how that goes. It's going to be good. It's going to be, I reckon, between Natalia, Rachel, and Sarah. I think as well, Anne Mum will also, I think she's already qualified. She's looking absolutely gnarly for the Arnolds. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Hello, I was just telling the audience about who's going to the Olympia.
The Olympia.
Yes. But anyway, moving on from the Olympia, should we talk about some HRT bits?
Yes, that was the bit about grenade. What we were. Do you remember? Yeah.
Yes, looping back round. So I've had a couple girls ask me about HRT, and obviously HRT, I think for me has completely transformed how I've been feeling. I think you could say the same.
Oh yes. So thinking back, I'm not sure if I had perimenopause symptoms before I went into my 2021 prep. Okay. It's one of those, like the edema, I was getting like swelling in my hands and feet. The forgetfulness, the brain fog, sleep disturbance, and obviously a lack of cycle. I mean, to put it in perspective, my last period was February 2021.
Fucking hell, mate. That's a long old time, isn't it?
Yeah. To which my coach knew, because every time we checked in on the check-in sheet, it was when your last menstrual period was.
Yeah.
So that's the last one that I can. Yeah, there wasn't one after that, and there hasn't been since.
Yeah.
So when I came off the 2021 prep, 8 weeks later, I was still sleeping 10 hours a night, needing naps during the day, couldn't concentrate, couldn't motivate. I'd sit here and I'd go, I need to do the washing up. And like literally, like I'm not a sit on the sofa kind of person.
No, you're not.
Go. And I just lose days watching shit on TV, and that's not me.
That's not you at all.
Things like prickly skin, especially when I get hot. Yeah. Prickly skin, night sweats, hot flushes. They were mainly at night on night shifts, to be fair. I'd literally just burn up. There was more, but ironically, I can't remember at the moment. So I went and got my bloods done by my GP.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, this is 8 weeks after finishing my prep. So 8 weeks, in a surplus.
Okay.
So I'm not like shredded anymore by any.
Yeah.
I was full of fucking water, full of fluid. Manu, go and lie down, dude. Go and lie down. He's a good boy. He's like, he's about to like sneak in. Yeah, so I had no testosterone, no progesterone, barely any estrogen. And my GP's answer was that it was exercise-induced loss of menstrual cycle. And to get my cycle back, I should stop exercising.
That's such bad advice. I didn't know. I swear that's their fucking answer for everything. Just stop exercising.
My reply was not an option. She was like,
yeah.
What? She was, I was like, that's not an option. And then I also said to her, I was like, so we've been in lockdown for the last 2 years, right?
Yeah.
I have trained less over the last 2 years than I have ever trained in my life, purely by circumstance. If you think, we literally couldn't train as we would normally because of lockdown. So why is this happening now? Well, I think you just need to stop exercising and then your period will return. She also said she'd redo my bloods in 4 months and never did. Did not prescribe me. So the National Institute of Clinical Excellence is what, as a medical profession, that's our guidance. That's our guidelines, that's our protocols. All of it, like it gets, for the ambulance service, it gets kind of transformed into something that's appropriate for a pre-hospital. It gets applied appropriately to whatever the demographic that you're looking at is. So looking at the NICE guidance, menopause should be diagnosed on symptoms, not on blood tests. So she didn't prescribe HRT. So I've had to go and get HRT elsewhere, shall we say. And the best way I can describe it is like the world came back into color.
Yeah, that's the best way. Say no more.
Yeah, it's like literally suddenly I have energy, I have motivation, I've got get up and go. Like, I still have the like weird prickly skin, but the hot flushes are gone, the brain fog, the sleepiness, the forgetfulness. I mean, that's still there a little bit, but well,
I think you didn't until you start HRT. Obviously, like the idea of, because it was the same when I started using it. It was, oh fuck me, like I'm actually taking testosterone. I'm a woman. Like, what, I'm literally going to turn into a man. That's not the case, ladies. Like, obviously, we're only here to advise. We're not doctors. We're not saying you must do this, but like, you could use anywhere from 1 mg, 2 mg, 3 mg, 4 mg a week, whatever your coach or you think is correct for you yourself. But it's, you won't turn into a man. Ladies need testosterone and it converts to estrogen anyway. So like the fact that you inject this, femtest, super low dose testosterone is only going to aid your hormonal balance anyway. So like the minute you start taking it, or I found this, is you don't realize how bad you feel until you start taking it. And it's
to put it in perspective, femtest is 10 milligrams in 1 mil. Male testosterone is what, 250, 300 milligrams in that 1 mil. So it's so dilute.
It's very small. So obviously, like, get your bloods and stuff sorted first if you're considering doing femtests. But I had a look around and I thought there wasn't really anyone I could speak to who I knew at the time who was using femtest. I knew a couple girls were using it and said they felt amazing. I mean, like I got like my sex drive back. I felt like alive. I had energy, and it was just, I actually wanted to be around people, whereas before it was just a bit like shitty.
2 secs. It's asking me to upgrade.
Bastard thing. We've got 9 minutes left. Dun dun dun. And I think a lot of people obviously don't know where to go because there's not really many forums that talk about HRT for women.
No, there's not. It is a tricky one. I mean, the thing that worried me was I had a friend who her coach had advised them to start femtest for their prep. And I think, I could be wrong on the details, it was something like 20 weeks out. They were bikini, and they weren't going for like a pro card or anything like that at that point. And that worried me a little bit because they were still mid to late 20s. It's just a bit, I don't know. Sorry, I will be.
I guess it just depends on the circumstances. I mean, bikini girls, should they really be running enough to warrant having such an imbalance in hormones to even think about taking or doing HRT? But I know obviously there are a lot of coaches out there that arguably don't really, or try and drive a lot of drugs into a lot of bikini girls. I mean, I know from experience, not a lot, but some bikini girls are running more than I was running in my prep last year.
Yeah.
Which you start questioning really is it's bikini. They shouldn't be running that much.
No, it's worrying, isn't it? And that did kind of, I suppose it's like, what are you wanting to achieve by using FemTest?
Yeah, that's it, exactly. Are you wanting to restore like hormonal balance, or are you wanting to do this or that or blah blah blah?
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess before even thinking about HRT, get your bloods done, speak to your coach if you have one, or speak to someone that you think is on or is on, just try and get their experiences and stuff like that. And just be like Romana said, just have like a reason to be on HRT. Don't just take it because everyone else is taking it, because obviously it is still testosterone. There is still obviously a risk to it. But, again, even though the dose is super minimal, it's the same thing that any anabolic steroid is. You're injecting a compound that shouldn't be in your body. But yeah, just do your research, speak to people that you know, and then obviously speak to your coach and things like that. So yeah, HRT is amazing if it's necessary, but don't just take it because everyone else is, essentially.
Yeah, basically. And I think if you are, I don't know, like I said, I'm not sure whether I was perimenopausal and the prep just tipped me over the edge.
Yeah.
If it was the prep all itself, if that would have happened regardless of the prep, I don't know. But if you are sat there thinking, do you know what? Like the whole sleep thing and brain fog thing, if you are having those symptoms, definitely get your bloods checked, but also hammer that home to your GP that, these symptoms aren't normal. There's lots of, even if you just Google menopause, the list of symptoms, it's so long. Like half of them, I was just like the itchy skin thing. I was like, that's just got to be me being weird. But no, it's an actual
I
thing.
did not know that.
No,
because I didn't even know, to be honest, that GPs could prescribe HRT. Like it's like I knew you could get it in the States, but I didn't know that was the thing over here.
So it's even better now. So if you are over 65, you can go to a pharmacist and you can have a discussion with them, and they can prescribe you HRT based on your symptoms, but you have to be over 65.
Really?
Yeah, you don't even have to see your GP now, which is amazing. That's such a big breakthrough for women's health in the UK.
That is huge. Yeah. But then, I mean, arguably, why did your GP just turn you away? That's what I don't understand.
Because my GP looked at me and then asked about steroids.
Oh yeah, shock.
And it's like, I didn't even, because I was 8 weeks off that prep, anything I had run was now 8 weeks out of my system.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. At that point in time, it's irrelevant.
Why do you think that GPs just be like, oh, she's on steroids, just going to ignore her? Like, why do you think that is? Do you reckon there's just that stigma around anabolic steroids that creates that with GPs?
I think it's a stigma, and I think it's a lack of understanding about what actually, as a female, what you're actually using. And I think it's a lack of educating themselves. What frustrates me so much is if you were a heroin addict, they put you on methadone, right? Yeah. Methadone arguably is even more addictive than heroin. Anecdotally, I don't know the research.
Don't hold me to that.
Yeah, but I'm pretty, from what I've heard of addicts that I've dealt with at work, methadone is harder to get off than heroin itself.
Really?
Yeah. So they'll give you, and there's the lack of, they have to treat them unjudgmentally. Same with any addict. But it's simply, in the terminology, you're a steroid abuser, not a steroid user. But yet you're a drug user.
Yeah.
I think it's as simple as terminology and how it's kind of been ingrained in them to have this bias against steroid users.
Yeah. I mean, I know Dave Crossland is going around doing these,
Yeah.
I guess it's like CPD, isn't it? Where you're teaching these GPs and stuff like that. Because he was on a podcast, I think Scott McNally's Think Big Bodybuilding podcast the other day, saying about, you know, if you go to prison, these lads are still allowed, you know, if you're a heroin addict, like take that example, you're still given this, you're still weaned off it. Whereas if you're an anabolic steroid user and you go to prison, you'll just go on cold turkey, which is actually really fucking dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah. That was, because they do drugs and stuff together.
Yes,
that was the one live at Fifth, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. Yes, I think it was. Yeah, that was good, that one. And it raises an excellent point.
Totally. I was just like, why have I not thought of that before? But, Dan won't mind me talking about it because he's quite open about it as well. Back in, I think it was April, May time, he had a stomach bug, quite a severe stomach bug, Helicobacter pylori, something I can never pronounce it, it's Latin. But he ended up in his local hospital in Bury St Edmunds, and all he needed was rehydration.
Yeah.
And he got a whole load of questioning about steroids. What are you using? And he was like, well, I can tell you what I'm using, but will you know what it is? Well, you need to tell us. So he did. He reeled it all off. And they were like, oh, okay. And he was like, you have no idea what that is, do you?
Yeah.
And they wanted, they rehydrated him, but then they wanted to give him more medication through the IV as well. And he was like, no, I'm not having it. Because you have no idea what that will do with the compounds that I have in my system.
Yeah.
And that, like, I'm not letting you do that. But I think it was about 3 weeks, a month afterwards, Bury St Edmunds had Dave in to talk to them. Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. Turn of events.
It's not a coincidence, is it? They have
I was going to say
280-pound bodybuilder rock up with a list of steroids and you know, his they just literally were like, oh, it's down to steroids. Well, steroids don't cause dehydration.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
Stomach bug symptoms.
A stomach bug, yeah. That's bad, isn't it, mate? It's bad. I think he told me about that a while ago.
Yeah.
When we spoke last. But yeah, I think it's just, you know, need to learn, especially again, coming back to the women thing is, you know, I think people need to learn that we need hormone replacement therapy as well. I mean, some people are like, oh my God, you're 25. Why are you having HRT? But like, in the grand scheme of things, people need to understand that we need HRT too to feel alive, just like a man needs it as well.
Yeah.
Even if you're not using anabolic steroids, like you said, if you're over 65 and you need hormone replacement therapy.
Well, even under that, because I mean, menopause can start late 30s upwards.
Yeah. Okay.
And it is something, it's not just a case of how you feel. It, you know, having HRT reduces your risk of cardiovascular disease, reduces your risk of stroke. Osteoporosis is massive without HRT. Like literally sneeze and break a rib. Shit.
Yeah.
There's lots of other things as well. Health. Yeah. Like I'm sure there's links to different cancers. There was one study. There was one study that was out in I want to say the early 90s, but again, I could be wrong on that.
Yeah.
Forgive me, I was only 5. So I wasn't
Forgive me, I was young. Yeah.
But it was basically a very small section of society that had taken HRT, and then an even smaller section of them that had developed breast cancer. Yeah. So this study suggested it was a bit like, I don't know if you're aware of the MMR scandal.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's linked to autism and how that was basically fake, not real.
Yeah.
This was a little bit like that. It widespread panic. Like, for example, my mum does not take HRT because of that study.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's 70 now. No, 70 next year.
Yeah.
So it's too late for her. I don't think she can start it
now. Yeah.
So
bloody hell.
Yeah.
There we go. It's funny how much of an effect one study can have. But I remember the MMR thing.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. Well, that's had a massive effect. As I left the London Ambulance Service, the cases of measles were massively increasing because of people that had the MMR. And then also we've got, you know, it's a cultural melting pot. So you've got a lot of, you know, different diverse people that maybe where they've come from doesn't have the vaccination system either. So
yeah.
The two coupled together.
Yeah.
It was on the increase.
Okay. I mean, does Dave Crossland do much on women and HRT?
I don't know, to be honest. I really should ask him. I'm going to bug him, be like, because we're all. I'm at the Arnold's doing the eval stand,
Yeah.
And he knows that I want to do one of his education programs as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be like, do you want to come on our podcast?
I think that would be awesome, his education programs.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much to learn, isn't there? Like, especially
Yeah.
with women and sort of steroids and things like that. And the amount of like feedback I've had from some of my reels on Instagram about my PED usage and stuff like that is we really still, obviously a lot more women are being more open about it, but I think it is still very much shoved under the carpet. I mean, you don't really even hear any of the pros talking about it that much. I mean, I was having a chat with Connor.
Sara.
Yes.
We're pros talking about it.
Sorry. I sometimes forget and I'm like, yeah, but like the pros in like that have been pros for a long time still aren't really talking about it. And it makes you wonder, like, okay, so as a new pro or as pros going into women's physique and stuff like that, like, what are you actually using? Like, how are you staying this size? Like, what did you use for your competition cycles? Just because like it doesn't, it doesn't make me think, oh, do I need to use more? It makes me think, okay, what am I comparable to these women on the fact that you're using way more drugs than I am? Like, because you just don't know what they're doing. Are they constantly on cycle? Like, how do they compare to what I'm? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
I think it's also, for me, I find it difficult because I've got no point of reference. I don't know if you're the same. Like, I can't sort of think, I know where I fit in an aspect of 2-figure shows.
Yeah.
I know, like, actually size-wise, I'm mid-range, but I was just too shredded. But then I don't know how I compare size-wise to other WPD pros other than yourself.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it, as well? Because on Instagram, these women look huge, but then again, they might just look the same as me and you when we stand next to them.
Yeah.
So it's all it's all like just being open about things and stuff like that, and just see how things go, I guess. But
yeah,
we won't know until we stand next to people and until we start talking to pros, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, we can speak to Rachel and Anne, but like, you don't really want to be like, oh, hi Rachel, what's your cycle? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I've been speaking to Anne like loads recently, and and still like, yeah, she's like the nicest woman ever. Like, we're talking about like pro debuts and stuff like that, and she's just such a nice woman.
Is she gonna come on?
What's that?
She gonna come on,
mate? I think she would. I think that would be so good. Actually, I'll have to
have you asked her?
I haven't. No, because I didn't think she was English.
But
so I didn't think her English was very good. That's why I didn't ask. But she's fine. So I think she's from the States, isn't she? I don't actually know.
I'm not sure.
That's really bad.
Geography's not my forte.
But but yeah, I do think it's like, because I've never actually heard of people like Rachel or Anne or let's take like Alyssa thingy, the classical queen on Instagram. Yeah. Never heard of them once talk about drugs.
No.
And I think that needs to change.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an Americanism a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, possibly.
I don't know what the law
possibly,
is.
Actually, because I guess it is illegal, isn't it?
I don't know. That's what I mean. I'm not sure.
Yeah, like obviously over here, if it's personal possession is fine, but if you're caught dealing it, it's legal. But then over this, I think anyway. But then over in the States, it's like super illegal, even on your person.
Really?
Yeah, that's probably why. Actually, that's a good point. And I guess if you're in a contract with a sponsor as well, and they're like, I'd rather you not, then I guess that's probably why you're not talking about it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more I think about it, there's probably quite a few variables.
Rubes.
Oh, how is Ruby actually?
Ruby. Rubes, touch. I'm going to get a Manu. I asked for a Ruby and I get 2 for the price of 1. Come on. Oh. There she is. You going, Manu? Manu.
Look at Ruby, baby.
Come on. No, you're stretching. Get up on the sofa. Come on. Come on.
I bet it's absolute carnage for those two.
Oh, it is. It is. Hey. Oh, they're going to start playing now.
Oh, God.
Like, Reeves is getting jealous because Manu's like in her space with her mum. Could you see? Like,
yeah.
Reeves.
Ruby. Hey. Oh, she's so. I haven't seen her in ages, mate.
No, I know. I haven't seen any of you in ages, have we?
I know. We've been so busy, haven't we?
Yeah.
So, have you seen Carly recently? Actually,
I saw her. When did I see her? The other day. Yeah.
Yeah. It was good posing with her, to be honest. It was so much fun, yeah. Because she's got little quirks to her posing that actually, like, I learned quite a bit from, and it was just nice to bounce off of her for like an hour and stuff like that. It was really good.
Was that up with Lisa?
Yeah, we did. So our first posing session was like a couple weeks ago, whenever it was. Ew. And Ruby is licking Romana's arm.
Yeah.
So yeah, and she was like, "Do you want to just jump in?" And we ended up jumping in together, and it was good fun. It was good. It'd be good to see how she stands up against some of the girls for sure, because there are some, like, obviously Olympians on that stage, so it'd be good to kind of like gauge where she sits.
Yeah, be interesting. It's quite, well, it's not weird, but like there's another pro at the gym.
I know, it's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's crazy, mate.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I do think we need to get her on at some point, don't we?
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be sick to get Carly on, see what her plans are and stuff like that. Maybe
post Arnold.
Yeah, I think post Arnold would be good, because then she can kind of like see where she's at and go from there.
Yeah, I'll just get around here. Actually, she's coming around Saturday. Her fella wants a bloodlet.
Oh, nice. That'd be good.
I'll mention it to her then.
Yeah, that'd be good. Oh, fucking hell, mate. That's come round so fast. So scary. But yeah, no, it should be good. It should be good. No, I'm excited. The Arnolds just should be good in general.
Yeah,
I think.
Because Debs is going to be there.
Yeah, she's on stand with Tough Raps, isn't she?
Yeah.
That's pretty sick. I said to her, I was like, "You on stand with Hollingshead? Oh my god, that's amazing." She was like, "No, he's a Saturday, I'm the Sunday." I was like, "That's lame." Or vice versa.
Yeah, well, I imagine he's not doing Sunday.
Oh yes, he's in the fucking so he's doing Saturday, she's doing the Sunday. Derp.
Yeah.
Ruby.
But at least I imagine she'll be there for the pro show.
Yeah, I think she is. She is. No, that'd be good to buzz in.
It's ages since I've seen her as well.
Yeah, mate. She's been so busy, super busy, with life and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll have to get together and have a sesh again. Sesh out.
Totally. Yeah, I keep seeing people that she knows from her gym down in Bodmin for eval.
Oh yeah. How is the eval stuff going? You've been busy, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I had been, but obviously with being off work, I haven't been.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got Carly's fella coming on the Saturday.
Yeah.
And then we've got, hopefully.
Oh yes, because he spoke to Mike about it, and obviously Mike's in Wales, so it would seem really silly for him to go and do a bloodlet with Mike in Gar. So okay, that makes sense that he's come to see you actually.
Yeah. And then I think I'm doing another gym clinic. I don't know. I need to speak to them because we did have it penciled in for the 19th, but that's the Queen's funeral.
Oh yeah. Probably not then.
Yeah. I don't know whether to change it.
Might be worth changing it.
I'm not sure how much uptake you'll get because I don't know whether people will be.
I don't even know if places is going to be open. I think their places are open at their discretion, I think.
Yeah.
I know Trojans is closing down for the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that as well. I don't know what my gym's doing. What have you got on your face?
This is her dog, by the way. If you're listening on audio.
She's a person. Oh yeah, I forget people listen on audio and can't be like.
Oh dear, much fun. Man. But yeah, I think that's pretty much covered a bit of HRT again, like just covering those points where it's like get your bloods done, speak to someone who's done it or is thinking about doing it or has experience with it, speak to your coach about it, and don't just take it because people are taking it, everyone is taking it. Just take it for the reasons that you know. What the hell? Just take it for the reasons that it's needed for. Okay, so just we're not doctors. We're just here to give advice. So do whatever. Do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Exactly.
But yeah, should we wrap it up, Ro?
Yeah, I need to go to yoga.
Oh, yoga. Very nice. Very nice. All right then. Well, thank you.
Definitely helped with my posing before.
Has it?
I think, so that my back.
Yeah.
Off, guys.
Does it? Oh yeah, I bet it does help your back actually.
Yeah,
mate.
When did I go? Saturday morning. It was so good.
So good, mate. So underrated.
lay on the mat before the start of the class and just did some gentle stretching, and like bits that I've needed to crack for ages just went because I've relaxed.
Fuck yeah. Nice. That's what we like to hear.
Cool.
Oh, sweet. All right then, mate. Well, thank you for listening. And as always, just remember to comment, like, subscribe, and ring the little bell for notifications. And then, yeah, we'll just keep listening. Thank you for your support as always. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Totes. Right.
Baby, I'm a different breed.